So the dimension from your main table that you bring out to form your data model would depend on what your requirement is. For example, in the requirement, we are told to look at the top casualties with respect to accident severity. So that way we know that we need accident severity. Then another one here, vehicle types. That's why we brought out vehicle types. Then it says monthly trend. So we know we need the dates to get the month. Maximum casualties by road type. So we know we need road type. Road surface, we need that as well. And this day, nights, and area location, you know. So as much as we have more dimensions in here, quite a lot. Junction detail, you know, this could be a dimension, but we didn't bring it out because we don't need it. Junction control is another one. Local authority, you know, we could do it by local authority, but we haven't done it by local authority at all. We haven't brought that out, you know, at all, but we actually could. We could bring it out, okay? In that longitude and latitude, let me make it known that it is there's a way to note data category. Okay, yes. So there's a way to, instead of it seeing it as just a number, there's a way to, under there, where we can categorize it and let it know that this is actually a number for latitude. You see, immediately we did that, there's a global map icon that showed. So if we go to, oh, I've done it for the wrong one. Let me undo that. I meant to put it for latitude. This one. So latitude, let's show that it's latitude. And then the longitude, let's show that that is also longitude. So anytime we plot those in a map, we will get the right locations within our map for that one. But yeah, so far, if we look through our requirements, we have done the primary KPI, which is the total casualties. We have looked at total casualties by accident severity. We use this visual to show it, and we can see that in terms of severity, most of the casualty are very slight. They are not severe, okay? But we have more of those that are categorized as serious compared to those that are really very fatal. Then we can see here that we have total casualties by vehicle type. And as it is to be expected, cars are more involved in accident. More people use cars than you would find the rest. Okay, so, and we can see how really massive the gap is between car and the other ones. And we look at total casualties by month and year, okay? And we've used this particular chart because we want to compare the same month for the same for different years. For example, in our legend, we have put there that the light blue is 21, while the dark blue is 2022. So within our visual, we can see the January of 2021, there were more casualties than the January of 2022. For February, both years were almost at par. But across board, all of the months, or almost all of the months of 2021, we had more casualties than 2022. It might be worth checking that. Is it because we had improved, we have brought some improvements into some things changed in terms of maybe law or better road facilities were provided for 2022. Would that be the reason? Or people got better trained on the use of road in terms of, car driving lessons, has something happened to change how people learn such that they have better use of the road? Is that the reason why we see an improvement in 2022 compared to 2021? Okay, so if we look at the requirements and try and get to the end of it, I think we are almost done. The last visual we have compares monthly trend, showing comparison of casualties for current year and previous year. That's what we have in that last visual. And now we are saying that maximum casualties by road type. Do we have that yet? I don't think we have done road type. So if we use the same total casualties. So if I click out, I'll click that, and then we can go and look for road type and pick road type. Okay, so I have this. Let me enlarge it, then we'll see if this is an okay visual to use for it. Okay. I mean, it's showing that single carriageway has the most compared to dual carriageway and roundabouts. And we have some categories of road type that were not really specified. So it's not really known, and we have those for slip roads as well. Sometimes when the text is a long one, instead, so to prevent whoever is looking at this from bending their head to read this, like this single carriageway, dual carriageway, when the number of the spelling is long, we are better off using the one we used here. Okay. If I change it to that, this is what I mean. So easily somebody can read this single carriageway without bending their neck or finding it difficult to read. So if the wordings are very short, then using this is not a problem. But since it's become something that's bending and tilting at an angle, we are told that we are better off using, just based on that, we are better off using this type of visual, if that's the one that we want to opt for. Why can we not use maybe a pie chart? Of course we can, if we so desire. But again, we are also cautioned on the use of pie charts. If the number of items on the menu, or the items, or the values, the number of values are quite a lot, then maybe pie chart or donut chart may not be your best one to use. It looks okay at the moment here, except for we have a bit of overlap in reading, all the values that are at the top here. Okay, so we advise that, for example, what we have for total casualties by accident severity, there's just 3 values for the legend. So that makes that easily readable compared to what we have here. We have about 6, if not more. Yeah, we have about 6 here. So when it's getting to that many, more than 3 or more than 4 maximum, maybe it's best not to use a pie chart or a donut chart. Okay. How about a tree map? How does a tree map work? Okay. This is how a tree map would look like. It just divides in terms of how big, each of the So it just sort of divides within into different smaller rectangles within a rectangle. And we can easily see, like we saw before, that the single carriageway is in proportion, is quite massive, then followed by the dual carriageway, then roundabouts, one-way streets, slip road, and then the unknown. Okay. So again, your audience would determine, if which one. Sometimes you don't want to repeat the same visual for too many times. For example, we have these already like that, and then using this, using this maybe makes it look like we are repeating the same. I mean, but if it works, it works. So if this looks a bit too complicated to explain to somebody, I don't think it does, but if for the flavor of using a different visual to represent something so that you have varieties, I would go for this. But if we are looking at the real simplicity of just explaining and going, just drop it, they can easily see what it is and that's it, then it would be this that we are going for. Okay. So in this case, let's vote for variety, because I don't believe we have necessarily used tree map that much in any of our classes before. So we'll introduce that. When we start to go into the paintbrush, we'll see what more we can do, to make this more readable in terms of us being able, apart from using the tooltip that we see. As I'm hovering the tooltip on, we can see that on the blue side, total casualty is 309,697. And when I come to the dark blue, we see 67,368. When we look at the pink slip road, we see 4,679. No, so apart from using that, could there be other ways to show and make those numbers actually appear within each of the boxes? I believe there should be, but we'll find out. Okay. I'm still looking at the requirements. We've just looked at maximum casualties by road type, distribution of total casualties by road surface. So we've done road type. How about